Good afternoon, Randomania fans. We've got another Wind Waker Randomizer tournament match coming up between Riekelt and Shabby. This is a loser's bracket match. The winner, well, wins facing Gymnast 86 in the next round. I'm not really sure that's a win or a prize. Loser goes home. I am Rainbow Poogle, and with me in the commentary booth today is Genofi.
Hello.
But yeah, whoever wins this faces Gymnast. Whoever wins that faces Trog. So either Riekelt or Seb has a pretty long road ahead of them. It also appears that Twitch is being, well, Twitch. So we'll get this kicked off just as soon as we can. Well, the runners have started, so we're just gonna go from here. Alright, Genofi, our runners have started, and you know what that means. Fashion choices. Seb's got this purple Link look going on, and Riekelt is a cheerleader.
Is it purple? I think it's brown, right? Or am I just wrong?
Purplish.
Then my skin colors are just being weird.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, as we continue to try and get Twitch to work, we're gonna go get Tinkle out of jail. Which is fine if we miss it, because it's Tinkle, so no one cares.
Well, he's gonna give us 2 free items, so in this he's pretty useful.
Unfortunately.
That opens a mail.
Oh, there's a rupee bag. Wow, Tinkle's kind of useless today. Alright, so Riekelt's going around getting all the killer bees. Looks like Seb will be following in those footsteps. And our runners will get the remainder of the Windfall side quest / free gift items along the way.
Maybe Maggie is nice today. That's nice.
That's earlier than a lot of times I've seen it before, so that's really good. Command melody, however, doesn't really open up anything. Alright, so Riekelt is now going to get Tingle out of jail. We still don't know if he's actually any use today, but we'll have to wait on that later. And we'll see the Dancing Man. Well, Tosh, but Dancing Man. Elvis, whatever you want to call him. Well, that's useful.
True.
Well, Din's Pearl on its own doesn't really unlock anything either. Let's see, what do you think the first progression item that they're gonna find is?
I would say driver shard, but I don't know.
Riekelt's gonna get that pearl now. And aside from this, we've got the Killer Bee item, Miss Marie's item, and then I think just Mila.
I think.
Yeah, because well, you have to make it night to talk to Mila, so once they do that, they can probably also get the mail. But so far, we've seen basically nothing off of Windfall aside from Command Melody.
Did Riekelt do the kids already?
No, Riekelt's getting the last of them now. Or second to last of them. He's almost done.
Oh, bait back. That can only mean one thing.
As Siberian loves to put it, grappling hook and Bird's Peak Rock.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so that opens up Bird's Peak Rock with the bait bag. They've got the rupees to buy the bait from the kids, which is kind of convenient, actually. At this point, it's Mila and then the letter. Alright, so that's the command melody for Seb. And now we're just gonna wait and find out what could possibly be a thing. Also, I'm loving this cheerleader outfit on Riekelt side.
Yeah, the ponytail just fucking finishes.
So we're gonna turn it to night. Riekelt's gonna start the Mila side quest. As is Seb. And now let's see how our runners decide to spend their time surveying the night for thieves and the like. Looks like they're both gonna go set the windmill up. And considering that there's not much else to do, I wonder where they're gonna have their stakeout positions. What do you think?
Actually don't know.
Okay, so Riekelt's gonna awkwardly stick in a wall.
I think Shabby's gonna the letter.
Yeah. Oh, no, yes?
Oh.
Alright, so Seb's letter is going to be the letter from the bigger wallet upgrade. And this is going to get us...
Piece of art.
Still no progression. Like, technically, yes, Command Melody and Bait Bag are forms of progression. Bait Bag opens up one item on one island. And then the Command Melody doesn't open anything on its own. So it's down to Mila. Come on, Mila, give us something good.
Okay.
Well, that gives us one more piece of the puzzle to get the Tower of the Gods and a letter. I swear, if this letter has Nehru's Pearl and it just points them to Tower of the Gods immediately.
Should it be?
Alright, so... Riekelt is going to walk away and not Song of Passing for his letter. Looks like he's gonna head to Paw Print instead. And Seb will follow suit.
Alright, so both runners are like actually equal to each other now.
Pretty much. Now they can get one item on Paw Prints. Oh, okay. I think two because you can get the Salvager guy. Okay, that's actually really convenient.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's a
Riekelt.
thing. Yeah, Riekelt missed that, so he can only get one chest.
Riekelt's gonna get the chest in here, leave, talk to the salvage guys, and then have to come back in here.
Picto box. Alright.
Meanwhile, Seb can get 3 of the 4 chests in here. And that's
The
important.
hook shots. There's his Picto box.
Riekelt's gonna get his power bracelets now, which means he'll probably about face and go right back in. Alright, so the third chest in Paw Print is just a piece of heart, but the other 2 chests are extremely worth it. Well, maybe not extremely. I'm just a fan of the Pecto Box, personally.
Yeah, I mean, me myself have been getting good stuff out of the 2 girls. We gotta take a picture of Lanzo and the other girl, and it's just those 2 have good items most of the time for me then.
They have been having a track record of decent items that they end up getting. Alright, so Seb is going somewhere from Outset.
Diamond step, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense. He did equip the hookshot, so yeah. Let's see where Riekelt goes. Gonna warp to a place. Potentially following the same route.
I think he's gonna do. Wait, did he spawn on outside? Oh yeah, he did. Okay. I thought he spawned on Forest Haven for a sec.
He almost did confirm that, but decided to go to Outset instead, and looks like he's gonna follow the exact same routing. Both of our runners know what they want to do and how they want to do it. I'm wondering when they're gonna start going in different directions.
Maybe not.
So, Diamond Step out. Oh! Oh no! Riekelt went too close to one of the big octos.
Oh. Shabby almost got caught there.
A single save and quit will get Riekelt away from the giant squid that we just never see. Meanwhile, Seb is showing how walls and other barriers are merely a suggestion. And, so are floors. As he clips down through one and up through another to get more mail. Unfortunately, he can't use that mail right now because we don't have the messenger bag. So far, still really not much as far as progression. We've got hookshot, we've got power bracelets. We've got more fetch quests in the Pecto Box. We've really just got one-offs without major dungeon... well... Dungeon progression, that's the word I'm looking for today.
I actually think that they will like get items where they can like go with God, I can't find the words. Where they go to like overworld islands and then they just unfortunately they get a grappling hook out of there. But they have to go long roads to finally get the grappling hook. That's my feeling for this.
That's both mean and hilarious at the same time.
So what I mean, maybe like Leaf is in call one Needle Rock, and you first gotta need 2 bow upgrades, and then from the Leaf you need to go to Cliff Plateau and go to the top isle, and then there is the grappling hook or something. I suspect something like that.
Well, Seb's going to Forest Haven, gonna conveniently get the mail from Ferore's Pearl on the way. Okay, well it's not Nehru's Pearl, so that's good.
Alright. And he's actually not gonna buy a higher repair from the beetle.
So we've got Skullhammer, we've got Power Bracelets, we've got Hookshot. We're only a song and an Iron Boots away from Wind Temple. Alright, so Seb's gonna hit up Trog Island. And Riekelt is...
Yeah, he's also going.
Oh, our runners are basically on the same wavelength this entire time so far.
Skullhammer.
Alrighty then. So... we're going to be dealing with some basketball. Or some really annoying magtails. Both is good. Yeah, let's see how well versed our runners are in free throw contests. Riekelt's actually using the hookshot to get over a little bit quicker to the main platform. Seb blends up for the shot, takes it, it's good! As Riekelt takes the closer shot.
They're both really equal right now. Oh.
Alright. So, Riekelt's getting a little trolled by the magtails right now. And he's not going to be happy when he finds out what it was for.
I think it was a purple rupee.
That it was.
Yeah, my color said that on my screen, I don't know why.
Alright, Trog Island once again is, well, a thing.
Is safe warping actually faster than backtracking at some islands? Or like, is backtracking faster in some islands instead of
Some
safe warping?
islands, maybe. I would guess that most islands you would want to save warp out. Alright, so we're gonna get a Dragon Roost check from Seb.
It looks like Cliff Plateau for Riekelt.
That does. So we're finally seeing some divergence for our runners. Seb's probably gonna go into Dragon Roost Cavern, and Riekelt's gonna head up Cliff Plateau. Now, Riekelt can only get one chest out of the two in Cliff Plateau.
Yeah, or he has to find the leaf there, but that's a small chance.
So that'd be incredibly convenient. And while Seb gets his reprieve from a second round of basketball, because when you have Din's Pearl, that dries up. Or, I suppose, hardens over, because you can't really dry up lava. Now, this first chest that Seb is coming towards has to be a small key, because otherwise you can't get through the rest of the dungeon.
Oh, an Iris Pearl.
That's all 3 pearls!
Does that mean Tower of the Gods is actually that early? Needed?
They have command melody. Tower of the Gods is looking really viable right now.
The only thing they really need to complete it is bow, if I'm correct. But I'm not sure, to be honest. Oh no, wait, they need to leave or grappling hook.
They can get, I believe, all the way up to the first statue, I think.
Can they? I think. I'm not really sure though.
Well, Riekelt's gonna go and do the Pictobox quest real fast, so we're not gonna have to worry about that yet. Alright, so Seb is going to run into a dilemma depending on where the rest of the small keys in this dungeon are. If he only gets 3 out of the 4 small keys, he'll be stopped after a point. And that point is right where the bird in the nest is. If he only gets 3 small keys, then he can only do up there. If he gets all 4, he can get most of the chests, up until where Medley normally is. And then we're going to be either leaf, blocked, never mind.
The seed knows you're talking about the 4th key.
Well, I revised what I just said. The entire dungeon aside from the boss is now clearable. So we won't have to worry about that.
So, or Riekelt finds like grappling hook or like a extra shard, but otherwise Seb is like
Getting the leaf is extremely crucial for Seb to have grabbed. Because once Seb's done here, depending on what else he gets, he can then go do, like, Tower of the Gods if he gets Snare's Pearl. He can go do anything else that requires either the leaf or the grappling hook. He also gets a bottle. Hey, Genofi, you know what a bottle means?
Brahma.
And you know what that means?
That means soup.
That means soup. And as our wonderful tracker Anastasia98 is putting in chat. Thank you for tracking, by the way. We really appreciate it. And also, thank you to our restream. Oh! Well, thank you to our restreamer, MathGirl718, for doing the things. But yeah. Yeah, you were right on point with they have things.
Yeah, like I was trying to say, but he got to leave there, so like he got to leave, so I was trying to say like if Riekelt didn't get like a good item out of that, Seb was ahead of him, but since he got grappling hook, they're still equal, I think.
Well, Riekelt can now reliably go and do, well, the last chest in paw print first off, which looks like he's gonna go get done, as well as he can go to Tower of the Gods now.
Yeah, now I can officially finish it. No, wait, he needs both to finish it.
He can get almost every chest in there. Well, I suppose like 2/3. So we're gonna find out what this last chest in paw print is. As Seb's gonna get trolled by some rats. Manages to hookshot up to the torch and get another small key.
That's the boomerang. Alright.
Alright, so that is another item our runners need for progression. Well, technically they don't need it, but logic wants them to have it. Because unless you can do some sniping skills, you need it for, Papa Ganon.
Yeah, and if there's something good in the end of Forbidden Woods, that's also good to have.
That is indeed true. Now, what is the bird going to be sitting on?
A key.
Alright, and that means that Seb can continue through DRC.
Oh yeah, of course. Rico doesn't have to leave. I was
Right.
gonna say he's gonna go Forbidden Woods, but
Nah, where is he going? Hypothetically speaking, he could go to the private oasis. I believe there's a skip where you can use the hook shot to literally get into the cabana, and they have the skull hammer, so that's a potential idea.
and he has grapple hook. Oh wait, yeah, he has grapple hook, also.
Oh, speaking of which. Oh, nope, never mind. Riekelt getting storage for something.
Oh.
Oh dear. I could see him doing this to maybe get up to Forsaken Fortress? No, but if he's doing this near here, I feel like there is an easier place for doing... Oh, he might be swimming. Alright. It's either swimming or storage to get into the cabana. If it's swimming, those with motion sickness and weak stomachs look away shortly. If it's getting into the cabana, then it's gonna be a while. Alright, so what Riekelt is doing right now is trying to, right before he hits the ground, pull out the Wind Waker, and that allows for some silly interactions if he does it correctly. Only problem is its timing's pretty precise.
Yeah, I think it's frame perfect, if I'm right. So let's see what it's gonna do. Oh, he's gonna get chest storage from that chest up there.
Oh, wow. You can actually do that. Alright. There's storage. And time to go into the cabana. Alright, so we do know that there is an item on Goma, because Seb has found the map and the compass. And conveniently gotten a fairy for Grandma.
Hey, he got in.
So that's one of the slightly sillier tricks with storage that you can do.
Have we seen this trick in the tournament yet?
I believe we may have seen it once or twice. I'm sure other people have been doing it. I just wouldn't for the life of me remember whom.
Yeah, I haven't watched all of the races, so.
Well, our lovely tracker is saying that Vesper did it.
Ah, okay.
See, this is why we have a tracker, to keep us on target.
Exactly. So, if you had to say who was ahead right now, who would you say who was ahead?
By virtue of just more items, I'd say Riekelt.
Yeah, like the only kind of problem, Sap has the leaf, which is really important actually for later on.
Yeah.
I mean, Riekelt will get that item too, but he will get it later, and Sap can do stuff while he's getting the leaf. Like, Sap can do other stuff. So I would say Sap is a little bit ahead right now.
Seb will be ahead as soon as he goes to Windfall.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, the cabana not really having anything of use. Oh. However, if Riekelt hits DRC next, then Riekelt is definitely ahead. Also, Riekelt is doing very silly things, so.
Yeah.
And it looks like he may be going to Dragon Roost.
I guess he is. Yep.
Or has, we have called it in the past, Progression Roost Cavern. Though it's only had one item of progression so far.
Yeah, it hasn't been too nice to us.
With that, the items that they're both going to end up having after that, they've got the hookshot, they've got the leaf, they've got the boomerang, they've got the grappling hook. I'm thinking Forbidden Woods.
Or Tower of the Gods. But yeah, they still need a bow though. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the runners will do. Ooh, bombs.
Bombs! So, what does that open up then?
That opens up. Logically, you can now enter Forsaken Fortress. Something like that, and you can. Let me think about that. I don't know. It just makes stuff easier too. I know that for sure.
You can get through a decent part of Forbidden Woods with bombs as a substitute for the boomerang.
That's correct.
So that could be an option, but I think Seb might. Well, actually, no. I have no idea. With this set of items, I have no idea where he's gonna go next.
Problem is, if he goes to Forsaken Fortress, he can only get 4 chests since he doesn't have the Master Sword.
He's going back up? Oh, right, because he's male. Right, bombs, male!
Oh yeah, of course. Forgot about that.
More rupees! Alright, Zeliana, for just having joined us, we have found the grappling hook in... Oh goodness, where was the grappling hook? Oh, grappling hook from Windfall. The boomerang was grappling hook locked in Paw Prints. The other paw print items were the power bracelets outside from the salvage core, the hook shots, and I believe a letter?
Yeah, something like that.
The other important thing on Windfall was the and the Pictobox was what it was.
Oh yeah.
So the other important thing on Windfall was the command melody. The leaf is right there. And the skull hammer came from a letter.
That's true, yeah.
From the letter from Kamali's, either the letter from Kamali's father or the beetle letter.
It was Kamali's father.
As far as bow or sword upgrades, we have nada. We also have not seen any Triforce shards. So now that Riekelt has that as the leaf, I would definitely put lead into his favor.
Yeah.
He can also finish Goma, and Goma does have an item. However, Seb can go after this one particular chest. He can get this chest down here, because that's where Nehru's Pearl was. And he can actually go and get the second chest that Riekelt at the time could not.
Yeah, I would say it's really depending on what both runners get from their new chests. So like what will Riekelt get from what do you call it, Goma, and what will Sep get from this chest here. Which is good. So I would say Sep is in the lead now. Again.
No, I'd say Seb has to get the grappling hook before then. Then again, Riekelt right now may not go back there for. And yeah, Seb's going back to Windfall. At this point, it's pretty even.
Did Sep do the boss key chest?
Couldn't, no grappling hook.
So there's also item in here then. Let's see what this has.
More
Oh,
bombs!
more bombs.
Riekelt hasn't gotten the bombs yet, though.
Well, if he stays here, he will find them eventually.
He hasn't checked all the chests yet, so I cannot doubt. Where was the first bottle?
Oh god, it wasn't DRC. Oh, at the over the lava pit here, where Riekelt is going now, I think.
All right, there we go. And the second, I believe, was right before the Goma boss room. I think.
Yeah, I didn't see the second bottle. Yeah, that's the first.
All right. There's the bottle. So, Seb is gonna turn the winds to a direction. And
You
is
jump
gonna
down.
use.
He jumped down, but he realized he didn't had to leave equipped.
And he's gonna just float right on by. Now, the reason why both of these chests are being skipped is that neither of those chests is going to have progression. Yes, they might have something nice, but it's not gonna be anything our runners are particularly looking for. And Riekelt showing that turkey what for? Seb is going to get his grappling hook very shortly. Once he goes and talks to these two fine ladies. Alright. Seb now has his grappling hook.
So the only item Riekelt has that Seb doesn't have is the boomerang.
And Riekelt will get his bombs very shortly.
Indeed.
Let's see where Seb ends up going.
Oh, he's gonna get his boomerang right now.
Alright. In which case, I would then definitely put Seb in the lead.
Yeah.
He'll have his boomerang. He has a Triforce Shard up on Riekelt.
It still depends, actually, because Riekelt can defeat Goma now, and Seb didn't. So it also depends on what Goma has right now.
That's fair. But we're gonna have to wait a bit to see that on Riekelt's side, as he's gotta walk back up to Goma. You know, once Seb gets this boomerang, he can complete the entirety of Forbidden Woods. Forest Haven, Forbidden Woods, trees. He can go into a tree. Alright, there's Boomerang. Let's see, will he go into a tree to save a smaller tree? Well, he's going into a tree on behalf of a talking tree, to save a smaller talking tree. Who got eaten by a demonic tree plant thing.
That sounded really confusing. Or he's going to the Tower of the Gods.
He's warping to Forest Haven.
He was hesitating, I saw it a little bit.
Yeah. And he's leaving.
Yeah, the second bottle was indeed before the Goma door. You were right.
Bird's Peak? Looks like where he's headed. Alright, looks like we're gonna see a Bird's Peak Rock Island check. He did buy pairs, yes?
He has the grappling hook, so I think he's gonna do the clip.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep.
And then you just walk straight through the door. As we've said, walls are suggestions. It's like logic. It is made to be observed and then broken in every conceivable way possible.
Sword upgrade. Aw.
He's a heart. So a lot more things on the overworld coming up empty.
Indeed.
And now he's stuck again. But a quick clip through of a wall will get him out. Alright, and he's gonna warp again.
Oh, he's gonna do grandma. No
Soup!
wait, he didn't. He didn't get a fairy.
I think he got a fairy right before the boss of DRC. He couldn't do the boss, but he grabbed a fairy from the pot.
He did, yeah. Now I remember.
That's really forward thinking.
And is Riekelt... Oh, he can't fly with a leaf because his magic meter is out. Is he gonna try to with leaf? Oh, close.
Alright, so we have a granny check, which means two things. One, it means soup. And soup is great. Soup is delicious. Soup is fantastic, and now I really want some too. Dang it. But the second thing is that he gets a letter out of this. And there have been some suspicions recently that Granny may have been hiding something from you. And us and Link and the rest of us. So we're just gonna see what Granny's been stashing away for a rainy day. Be it to protect her grandchildren or to take over the world, who knows?
Maybe she's part of the Triforce. Maybe she was the best sharpshooter ever. Maybe she's the best sword fighter. I don't know how to call that.
Well, considering that Orca is also on Outset, maybe the two of them sparred in their younger days. I don't know. That's probably stretching it a bit.
Will it be? Or will she have the magic armor? Watch this. Or a camera.
Grandma's sending you an old camera so that you can document your adventures.
Of course. This time we don't have an evil grandma.
This time. With the deluxe picture box, that does unlock a thing on Windfall.
Yeah. It's the really short side quest. You only need to take a picture of the girl and then just talk to her.
And then you get a thing in return.
Yeah.
Personally, I might want to try comboing that with, like, maybe fire and ice arrows if I got this before coming back. Looks like Seb is going to go into Forest Haven. Trees! Gonna use a smaller, tiny part of a tree to go into another tree, because on behalf of a talking tree to save a smaller talking tree.
Why not call it just saving my car?
Yeah, we gotta go save my car.
Yeah.
Oh, nice dodge!
So meanwhile, Riekelt is trying to fight Goma. So if Goma has a good item here, I don't know who's in the lead actually. Then.
If anything, Seb can just use one of the pots to warp back over if he wants to go fight Goma. Because in the randomizer, there are two sets of pots that are within each of the dungeons. There is a pot set that goes between Forbidden Woods, Dragoneer's Cavern, and Tower of the Gods. And there's a second set that goes between the Earth Temple, the Winds Temple, and Forsaken Fortress. If he really wants to, he can use the warp pot from Forbidden Woods to go back to Dragoneer's Cavern and beat Goma that way.
Ooh, bow upgrade.
Well, that's nice.
So that means he could actually complete Tower of the Gods also right now. So I think Tower of the Gods will actually have something right here.
Goma, what do you have for us today? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and in the eye of the Goma is...
A try. Just a chart. Alright.
True, Forsaken Fortress is still open, however, they do not have a Master Sword upgrade, therefore they cannot get all of the chests. Right now, our runners can full clear Forbidden Woods, and Seb can full clear Tower of the Gods. So as we are watching our runners go through, find out where they're going, do their assorted dungeons, go follow them both. They're doing fantastic jobs, being silly, doing glitches, running this game super fast. Go give them a follow. Go give our tracker Anastasia98 a follow. Go give our restreamer Math Girl a follow, and go follow Genovi. Alright, Riekelt has gotten the bottle, so he will also be getting soup shortly.
A try for sure. So I think Forbidden Woods is actually loaded with good stuff.
Oh, Value Woods is certainly living up to its name. You can blame Siberian for that one. Alright, so at least the first 2 chests of Forbidden Woods are absolutely required. That means that Seb only has 1 more Triforce Shard to go, and needs all 3 sword upgrades, but only 2 more bow upgrades.
And that's actually a nice trick. I never seen that. That you cut the rope there. They can then it lowers the platform a bit, so you could just leave over. Never saw that.
That's super cool! You learn something every day watching all these runners.
Yup.
I guess Seb is gonna get that on the way back. That chest with the morphs.
I guess. I mean, I'm hoping he's gonna get it. I hope he doesn't forget it. Oh, fire and ice.
Are we gonna have a situation where all 3 bow upgrades are in Forbidden Woods again? Because that's how it was last night. Sorry, Tuesday, my bad.
Alright, I haven't seen that one, but...
Or was it last night? I don't know.
There was a race last night, I know that for sure, but...
Then yes, all 3 shards were... Also 3 bow upgrades were in there.
Ooh.
The other Triforce shard was the second chest in Cliff Plateau, the one that you have to leaf over to get. Riekelt went there prior to having the leaf, and therefore did not get that second chest. But now Seb only needs 1 more hour upgrade.
Yeah, so Sap is definitely ahead right now.
Riekelt's following him. Riekelt is right on his heels. Gonna head into Value Woods itself, and its Value Woods is living up to its name. Oh no. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this is your daily reminder that p-hats are awful. Because they are.
Yeah, if that's one enemy I could remove in Wind Waker, it would be a P-head.
Meanwhile, Seb is in the P-Hat Room of Doom. Because they're everywhere. And they try to stop everything you do, ever. And it's awful. Though having the bow makes it a lot easier. You can just one-shot them out of the air.
Yeah. And delivery bag.
That does unlock the one letter.
We need to have Maggie's letter still open.
They need to deliver that still. Now there's a funny little music glitch for doing this fight. And if you have the fire or ice arrows or etc., you can just kind of one-shot the mini-boss. And the game doesn't expect you to one-shot the mini-boss that quickly. So the mini-boss music will then just proceed until you either save and quit out, or you go into the boss room and therefore have another mandatory music change.
Oh, Master Sword. So Forbidden Woods is really loaded. Really good dungeon.
That it is. Alright, so now we need one bow upgrade and 2 sword upgrades and a Triforce shard.
That's indeed correct.
Hopefully they do not get the iron boots prior, because getting iron boots would open up Wind Temple. That ends getting either of these songs.
Maybe it's a seed without those 2 temples.
That would certainly be something. That was the case with the seed last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did not have to step foot in either temple.
Yeah, the only time I saw it, it was from a replay from Gymnast.
And again, speaking of Gymnast, the winner of Riekelt versus Seb will win having to race Gymnast instead. So, again, I'm not really sure that's winning, but it's a thing. I don't think Seb has gone back for that chest in the morph room. That hopefully does not come back to bite him.
Yeah, no, he got it. He got
get
it. Yeah, he got the 3rd bottle out of his.
Oh, right. Thank you. At this point, we're just waiting to find out what's going on, who gets what, and where the rest of the stuff is. As Riekelt gets his Triforce shard, retracing Seb's footsteps. Now, even if the boss of this dungeon of Kalidamos does not have anything, it would not surprise me if our runners went and fought him anyway, considering that as Mail can hold required items, there is a letter that you get after beating Kalidamos.
Yes, from the only true great grandpa? Is it a grandpa? Orca, like, I don't know.
He's the great swordsman, Orca.
Oh, okay.
So, there are a couple of methods of getting into this place and getting this flower to be open. One of them is the bomb method that Seb is just using. Another is to throw the boomerang so that it bounces back, returns back through a wall and hits that. So that's also an option. You're gonna hear the goes through a wall bit a lot, especially if you're unfamiliar with this game and this rando. And if you're familiar with this game and this rando, you already know about walls. Alright, so looks like Seb is just gonna do the normal method of pushing this leaf through this waterway And dealing with smaller kraken octopus things.
Yeah, I personally think if you're not accurate with leaf pumping, you should definitely just do it casual. Because if you fail it once, the casual way can just be faster.
Yeah. Which chest was it for last night? Last night, Trog ended up not going back to the second Armos Knight chest in Tower of the Gods. And that happens to be the last Master Sword upgrade he needed. Both him and Trog were having issues. Wow, I just said Trog. Good job, me. Both him and Woofer were having issues with getting the bomb to properly blow the wall up. So they both left to get it on the return trip back through that room. Woofer remembered. Trog did not. You can kind of imagine how well that turned out. Looks like Seb is gonna go after the boss now, and equivalents.
And since he did not blow up the pot, or like blow the leaves away from the pot, he can't use it, so he had to go all the way back up there.
Yep. Riekelt is handily dealing with the moth, or the bigger moth, and getting the Master Sword upgrade. So now our runners are on basically even footing, aside from Seb having that last Triforce shard. Well, one more Triforce shard. That was the second chest in Cliff Plateau. Aside from that, our runners are pretty darn even. What do you think the next bit of progression is going to be? Like, what do you think we're going to find next? Do you think we're going to find light arrows next, or do you think we're going to find another sword upgrade?
I'm gonna say that the light arrow is in Tower of the Gods, and the one sword upgrade is gonna be in Forsaken Fortress. Let's say it like that.
Where is the other sword upgrade going to be then?
The other sword upgrade, I think Wind.
Alright, so there's still hope. Something can still be on Mulgara.
There is hope.
You know, I'm gonna hope for pseudo-vanilla sword upgrade on Mulgara. Just because Mulgara has the best boss theme music. Wind Temple has best boss theme music. Tower of the Gods has second best boss theme music.
Well, if we're hoping, I'm hoping for vanilla light arrow chest then.
I think everyone's hoping for vanilla light arrow chest at this point. Because that's less of a one-on-one, like, personal hope and more of we all secretly want it to happen. Because it would be the best.
Yup. Like, imagine it happening in the finals of the tournament. That would be amazing.
That'd be ridiculous. Hooray for soup!
Shout out to Grandma.
I might make myself some soup after this. That sounds delicious right now.
Glad I ate before we started.
Yeah, I'm regretting that. Goodbye, Kelly Damos. What do you have?
Tingle statue.
A Tingle statue.
Alright,
That's-
from which temple is it? Guess. I think it's from DRC. Why not?
Well,
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
gonna find out. Aww.
Yeah, we could have expected that actually.
You're not wrong. Yes, and Riekelt giving us the other option of getting rid of that flower bud, which is just to take a fire arrow and utterly annihilate it.
So, pretty fun thing I saw from Seb, he didn't save up once, I think. He always just backtracked from all the dungeons and all the overworld stuff.
Yeah. Alright, we have mail! We can also give mail, or deliver
Alright.
mail.
Let's see what Orca has. Oh, that does mean that Wind Temple's open, right?
They do not have Wind God's aria or Earth God's lyric, so I don't think either of them would go there yet. However, that does open up another dungeon. We've got a bunch of overworld checks to do. Okay, that doesn't specifically open the dungeon, but we've got a bunch of overworld checks to do. And we've got Tower of the Gods to do. But it looks like Seb is going to head to Ice Ring Isle first. And as Riekelt is trying to go for the clip that you had mentioned, that if you can't really do and don't know how to leaf pump, you should go the casual way. Because it is one of the more difficult clips to do. Bomb clips like that are always super finicky.
And this is the first time I'm actually seeing someone not blow how do you call it? Extinguish the ice around the chest. So to get a quick shortcut, he's just going the casual way.
So far, the casual strats have done him quite well. There is no harm in doing casual strats if you are not comfortable with certain speedrunning tactics.
Yeah.
Sometimes certain speedrunning tactics are extremely silly.
Like if I run a randomizer myself, I'm only using the small ones, like I can't even like leaf pumping. See, I can't even remember like what all the tricks are. Like, I'm not using like storage to like super swim to other islands.
Oh goodness.
Or stuff.
Super swimming hurts my eyes and my stomach.
A highway pier. Alright.
It's a completely useless pair! I mean, hey, I guess it's good refrigeration?
I guess. And if you want to be friends with a seagull, then you should have that one. Then you should have a pair.
Well, like, you normally want to keep fruit at a decently cold temperature, yeah? There you go, cold temperature. Very cold temperature. That's probably frozen.
So again, Seb did the casual way back, and I really like to see that. Like, no save warp, just the casual way back. But yeah, go on. What you wanted to say?
Riekelt is just finishing up getting through Forest Haven, Forbidden Woods, the tree. Seb may be going back for Goma? Or could be going south for Fire Ring Isle. Fire Mountain Ring.
Yeah, it's Fire Mountain. Okay, he's going Fire Mountain.
The volcano. Alright, Seb is going to fire an ice arrow up at the lava, which somehow freezes the entirety of the inside of the volcano. Don't ask me how. Or at least freezes it enough so that you can get inside, and then you realize that the volcano is still completely and utterly a volcano.
It's called logic.
Well, whatever that logic is, I hope it protects Seb. He has 5 minutes to get through the entirety of this volcano and get to the vanilla power bracelet location?
Yeah, it's normally power bracelets. Yeah, it's power bracelets.
Come on, Riekelt, pick up the Tinkle statue!
Come on. No!
Aww.
Like, I'm not blaming them. I wouldn't do it myself either.
Seb is being extremely careful around the turkeys. These turkeys in particular are super duper mean. And into the volcano we go. He's got about 4 minutes left. You think he can do it?
Yeah, he can do this.
Alright.
It's gonna be sub 3 minutes. Kappa.
So we're gonna see what happens when you kill a couple of magtails and avoid some keys. You get
a treasure chart. So this is actually really good from Riekelt, because now he's getting his next driver shard, which will put them equal.
That will put them even. The only thing then that Riekelt will have done that Seb will not have done dungeon-wise is beat going, and Seb will have done a couple of more overworld checks in the sea so far.
Yeah, the only overworld thing is I think Cabana, what Riekelt did, but Shabby didn't.
Right. Alright, Seb, where are you going? Where is he going?
That looks like... Wait, what? Forsaken Fortress, I think.
Right, because he's got to warp around. He can't warp into Mother and Child Island because then you just warp into Mother and Child Island.
And he was going more to the right to avoid the cyclone on the left of him.
Alright, we've got a Forsaken Fortress check from Seb as Riekelt goes to do the clip into Birdspeak.
Which you will get a nice, lovely heart from. I think.
Potentially.
Oh, he's gonna deliver the Maggie's letter, I think, too.
Oh yeah, this is something we've not seen yet.
Yeah, it actually is. And Seb actually forgot that? Or he just didn't do it yet?
He just hasn't done it yet. So the next time that Riekelt goes to Windfall, he can go and get stuff done.
They both haven't done the quest with the Deluxe Picto Box yet.
They have not.
I think if Riekelt is going to Windfall right now, he might get a advantage because of the stuff he will get, but it really depends.
Alrighty, it's time for another rousing game of not Mario Tennis. Phantom Yen is up to serve. Got a good rally. And 15 love to Seb. Wonderful spike. Phantom Yen sets up for another serve. Oh, and immediately returns. Nice ace from Seb.
How do we call it when he is spawning behind Link?
Being a cheating set of a gun? We had the same idea. Yeah, it's called cheating.
There's lovely heart from Riekelt.
That will indeed give Riekelt a full extra heart container.
Well, it's not the best tennis prize, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just gives you a map to what? Phantom Ganon's training ground? Something like that.
And Riekelt is actually going to Windfall, so he might be getting advantage here. In a way.
Well, Helmrot King's got a thing. So it looks like we're gonna go see the giant turkey. And so Riekelt can get this quest done. He can do the fire arrows to light the beacon on the lighthouse.
And that's Mirror Shield. The single girl in Windfall, that's... It depends if like Earth Temple has something good or not.
And Seb has gotten the Moblin's letter from Forsaken Fortress, so that's kind of thematically appropriate.
Oh, alright, that's nice. Yeah, I missed that.
Great. Celiana, there is not much that has gone on between them. They're roughly even. The only thing that they have against each other is basically Riekelt has the mirror shield, while Seb does, because Riekelt ended up delivering some mail. Seb, however, has decided to go to Forsaken Fortress. And has gotten the Moblin's letter from there. Riekelt has decided to go back to Windfall and get the Windfall side quests done.
Maybe Forsaken Fortress has something?
Maybe. Because right now all it's been is a letter and some cash. You know, considering this used to be a pirate hideout, that's thematically appropriate. Except heading towards potentially that one chest on the bunk beds. I don't think we've seen that yet.
And it looks like Riekelt's gonna do creep also.
Yep, gonna get the... So the chest that's spawning right now is not actually part of the incentivized chest for this flag set, because it is not a free gift. It is just a chest.
I think it's in the deck my sail. Oh, the last Triforce shard is in Forsaken Fortress.
Alright, so Forsaken Fortress, absolutely required.
So what I wanted to say, that chest out there, I think it's in the category miscellaneous. I don't know how to call it, but it's
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, that. Thank you.
No worries, my dude.
I think it's part of that category.
Yes, Actawful in chat is saying it is a miscellaneous chest. Thank you for confirming that. Also, welcome to anyone who may have been just joining now or recently. This is a loser's bracket match of the Wind Waker Randomizer tournament. The winner of this match goes on to face Gymnasts. The loser goes home. So give both of these runners a follow because they've been doing a fantastic job. Another thanks to MathGirl718, who is our restreamer, and our wonderful tracker, Anastasia98.
Alright, so now we will also see what the Postman Bird has for us.
Alright, Sassy Postman, what have you got? Well, okay, he's not the best Sassy Postman, that would be Quill, but this is the Sassy Postman that we can actually see in this run.
Seems like he only cares about treasure for now.
Oh no. Aw. It makes sense with delivering mail, I guess.
So what did Seb get from Forsaken Fortress?
Seb got a Triforce shard.
And he got a letter?
And the
correct?
Moblins letter, yes. Oh no. Oh no, what's coming? So everyone who is, gets motion sickness or weak stomachs when associated with things like that, you might want to look away from things Riekelt might be doing. Because he's either doing a swim, or he's doing chest storage.
He is gonna do chest storage, and I think it's for Forsaken Fortress too. So,
Alright, yep, would not surprise me. So, luckily the swim is not going to happen, because that is a trippy swim. It's like, that trips me out kind of swim. Seb is going to go to the big turkey of them all. The king of the Turkey Palace. The Turkey King. Or Helmarok King for those who would like a proper title. But hey, it's close enough to Thanksgiving. It's going to be next week here in the United States. So, everyone, be thankful for turkey. Because that would be a fantastic dinner centerpiece. Like, imagine how much stuffing you could put into that thing. And you know what also goes great with turkey dinner? Soup.
only the two from Grandma.
Well, that's the best soup. Hey, speaking of soup! Thank you, Seb, for unintentionally proving my point.
And now Turkey is gonna rest in the water for a while.
It's not the best marinade, but I guess it works. I mean, seawater, saltwater would give it somewhat of a taste. Kind of. Alright, now Seb's going for the storage, which he got, and is going to run into the cutscene so that he can lower the bird back down.
Looking at Riekelt's screen, he's actually gonna go walk on the wall, because walls are a great thing in this game.
So this is what chest storage does. Oh no, is he stuck? No, he's not stuck, okay. So walls exist, kind of. Alright, now what Seb's gonna do is Seb's gonna go back onto this low platform and hope the bird comes back. There's the bird.
So by the way, for anyone wondering why he could walk on that wall right there, chest storage changes Link's hitbox to a really bad one, and that makes Link walk on walls for some reason. So basically, his hitbox is like he's is changed, or like the game thinks he's like opening a chest right now, still, but he's actually just walking around. So the game made the hitbox different for chest opening animations, and it's really sloppy. So that's why he can just walk over walls.
And it looks like he's just gonna go straight to Helmarok King. Oh my god.
Do all the bosses have? Is he gonna?
That's-
Oh, he's not gonna grab it.
2 of 3 bosses that we have beaten in this seed that have dropped Tingle statues. Okay. I guess I know why I guess we know why Tingle got thrown in jail now. By leaving his stuff everywhere. That has to be a punishable offense.
All right, so 1.5 hour in, and what do you think about this seed right now?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
Has
same.
not been too kind, not been too mean. We're looking for 3 more items, and Seb is gonna go Tower of the Gods.
Which is a good choice, actually.
if perchance both sword upgrades are here, he can go straight into the light ring down to Hyrule. And that would mean that the light arrow dream is still alive. Come on, vanilla light arrows, let's do it. Now, because we have the fire and ice arrows where we really shouldn't normal game, it makes chest puzzles by lighting torches so much easier. Like, it makes this one trivial, it makes the having to jump across the boxes one trivial. It's just really nice.
And there's light arrow. Okay.
Oh, no. Well, rip that dream.
Rip the dream, but that means that we might be able to see another run without earth or wind.
That would be interesting. You know what I'd like to see right now? I'd like to see half magic. I'd like to see our runners find half magic. Or double magic, or quarter. The upgraded magic meter upgrade, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, double magic.
Double magic, sorry, I've been playing too much Link with the Past recently, apparently.
And it's the Earth Tingle statue.
Yes, Riekelt gets the Tingle statue! Points in my book.
He did it.
Achtoffel, I hope so. I hope we have a vanilla sword upgrade, because that means Mulgara, and that means the best boss.
I really hope to see a Hurricane Spin in Johala one time in this tournament. Actually.
Oh, that'd be silly. That's entirely too silly. Then again, we're playing a randomizer. Isn't silly what we want? They're playing the randomizer, we're just watching. And now for the main boss of Tower of the Gods. Those forsaken yellow shoes. Because they're awful.
So which chest did have the Triforce shard in Forsaken Fortress? Was it the one on the bed?
It was the one on the bed, yep. No, it was either the one on the bed or this one. Can't remember which.
Oh no, this was Moblin's letter.
So it was the chest on the bed. Now, Seb is gonna do a very interesting little clip, which you can do with the Arma statue, so that you don't have to lower this gate. It's pretty handy, because it cuts off a decent amount of time in a room where it doesn't have any chests and you can't get anything out of it. Oh no!
And water just lowered. That's right.
Oh no. Is it gonna go back up in time, or is he gonna drown? Come on, water! Raise back up!
Okay, he will get it.
Oh, that's close. That was really close.
So fun fact, the clip that Seb just did is still doable in the HD version. Actually.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. He's gonna have just enough magic? Yes, alright, just enough magic to get the leaf and to light both torches. And he will be rewarded with...
Ooh, does that mean Wind
Yes!
Temple?
Hopefully. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we have full access to Wind Temple. Pray for Mulgara. I'm biased, I'm sorry. So, Riekelt is gonna go do these checks now. Alright, Riekelt is gonna go do letters. Because did Seb deliver the Moblins letter or no?
I think he didn't. He didn't do any of the letters, I think.
I don't think so, yeah.
You know what I'm gonna predict? That Mulgira has Earth God's Lyric and Johala has the last Sword Upgrade.
Oh, that's mean! A required Earth God's Lyric Mulgara? That's... Okay, that's actually really funny, but at the same point, that's really mean!
That's really mean indeed. Because we have had a race in this tournament which happened, like the sword upgrade, last sword upgrade was in Earth Temple, but Earth God's Lyric was in Mulgira.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that was instantly like a 3-hour run, I think.
Who rolled that, Math Girl?
And Riekelt actually got note to mom from a mail.
So, Arl's letter from beating the Helmarok King gave the note to Mom. And Riekelt is going to just mail all of the things. We're gonna find out what the note to Mom gives us. Come on, mail! The postal service has failed me time and time again. Don't disappoint me for once in my life.
Come on, mom. Well, mom is rich.
Alright, so the postal service didn't really have anything. Cool. Alright,
seems
Riekelt,
he's
where are we
going.
going now?
Yeah, that's Tower of the Gods. Also
Alright.
now.
So we've got Riekelt following Seb into the Tower of the Gods. So far, we found light arrows. And that's it. Okay, we found light arrows and we found the Wind God's Aria. One of them is required. One of them we don't know. We hope it's required. So, let me pose this question to you then, Genovi.
Alright.
If our runners get both the Earth God's Lyric and the Wind God's Aria in the Tower of the God, which
Yeah.
one do you go into first? Which one do you dive over the other?
I always go Earth first. Because I feel Earth is a bit faster than Wind. So if you just complete that first, you just have maybe the time to complete Wind Temple after. But yeah, it's still risky. This is like a 50-50.
And that's sound logic. This is why you were in this tournament, and I had no part in it. I still don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so Riekelt has his light arrows and is going to then continue on. Seb is going to show us what this tablet has.
What Brezepwa did though, he did the half of Earth, and then he was going to Wind. And I think if he did the half of Wind, then he was going back to Earth and just finished Earth, and then finished a Wind. To like have it still a little bit equal. So that's pretty smart actually, if you think about it.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Earth God's Lyric.
I was saying that as a hypothetical game, not as an actual thing. I don't know if that's a commentator's curse or just bad timing. Either
Well,
way, I'm so sorry.
I guess they're listening to you, because my prediction of Mulgira didn't work.
No. Mulgara could still have something that is required.
Let's hope for a sword upgrade. Vanilla.
Right, so the silliest thing I could think of right now, then, is vanilla sword upgrades. Just both of them.
Ooh, Jahala and Mogira, you know?
Just vanilla sword upgrades. Why not?
3 hour plus incoming.
Please no.
Are you hungry? Still wanting soup?
Soup and turkey and whatever. Looks like we're gonna see the command melody strategy from Seb, which is honestly just the much saner method in this room, because hops scare me. The Cosmo hop terrorizes me.
So does Riekelt has enough magic?
Barely, but yes. Oh my goodness, Anastasia, if you have to go to bed, please do not let us keep you awake. Your health is more important. Considering we only need to track 2 more things, please take care of yourself first.
That is true.
Like, we appreciate any and all help and volunteers that are done for volunteering that is done for this, and we would much rather that whoever is volunteering stays sane. On Seb's side, we have Link versus Darknut. How will Link take down this most tested of enemies, this most trained of knight? Oh, okay. So the game obviously doesn't expect you to have light arrows this early. But, they one-shot anything anyway!
The game was just like, yeah, beat this, and then you just like one-shotting him, and the game was just like, okay, I guess.
Just about the only thing that light arrows do not work on in that fashion, that just one-shot it, are any bosses that you shouldn't have them for, and Phantom Ganon. Though the first one. The one in, Forsaken Fortress. Aside from that, any normal enemy that you would shoot light arrows at will one-shot and kill them. Which is really, really nice.
So this far, all the dungeons had to be visited from now.
Oh my goodness, yep. Both Forsaken Fortress had to be visited.
That Triforce Shard
had to be visited.
DRC had bombs and leaf, so that was also good.
All 3 dungeons have had to be visited in order to get stuff done. This is the 4th dungeon that had to be visited in order to get stuff done because the light arrows were here. This is just turning into an all dungeons run. Please no. I mean, if it has to be one over the other, please, Bulgara.
You're instantly taking back what you said.
Well, I'm saying it could be an all dungeons run. I don't particularly want it to be, and I don't think our runners do either. Who rolled the seed? I believe it is this chest, and then 2 more chests on the boss? Which I think has something. We've seen the compass, yes, I know we've seen the map.
We have seen the map. Not sure, but I think I saw it once.
Oh, regardless.
So that means Godon has to be fighting if that's the case.
Look, we'll deal with Andros if and when we get to it. I mean, I'm hoping we do, because that's the second best boss name in this game. I'm biased. So, for those who were curious about what happened last night with Trog versus Woofer, this chest, that bombable wall right there, that particular bombable wall is what Trog did not go back to and therefore was unable to get his last Master Sword upgrade.
Oh.
That bombable wall specifically is the room with the second set of Armhouse Knights.
And did he lose because of that, or did he still win? Oh, wow.
The last Master Sword upgrade that he needed was in here.
So, while you keep commentating, I need to go to the toilet real quick. I'll be right back.
We have got the same chest on a different day and a different seed. What'll it give us? The compass, okay. That's fine. Nothing vital. Nothing too much of a problem. So with that, I believe we've only got 1 or 2 chests remaining. We've got the boss. We've got a couple other things. Let's see, we've got the boss chest. Well, we've got the boss, we've got the big key chest. And I believe that's it? Actually? Maybe one more. Point being, and then it's big key chest and then the boss. I believe we will have to visit both of them, as both will have an actual item in them and not a dungeon item. We've seen the compass, we've seen the map, we have seen the big key. That means that we will, ideally, be hearing this boss music. Now, you are supposed to use the command melody in this room, but you can just float back over with the Deku Leaf. Alright, Riekelt. Riekelt's coming up too. The peak of perfection. The trains warriors of Ganondorf's army. The Dark Knight. How will he go about dealing with this warrior of finesse and power? And yeah, just another light arrow is gonna kill him. It's fine. So, Riekelt's going to find the Piece of Heart. That will give him 2 of 4. Seb is going to get the 3rd of 3 statues back over to its brother. They're going to do a little dance, a little light show, and pave the way to the boss. Now, if the case is that our runners do not find the sword upgrades in here, they're going to have a lot of choices to make. Our runners are then going to have to choose between Earth or Wind's Temple, because both are fully accessible right now. They're going to have to choose whether or not they want to go to the remainder of the overworld locations that they are capable of getting to. And, yeah. The only thing that Riekelt has up on Seb right now is that since Riekelt went back to Windfall Islands and took the lovely woman Minenko's picture, he got for that a mirror shield, which is required for Earth Temple. Aside from that, our runners are basically even.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. You've missed absolutely nothing. Okay.
Well, I'm just on time for the big key chest, so.
Andros will have to be fought because we have found both the map and the compass. Because of this, we are going to hear boss music, or really good boss music. So, Seb does not have the Mirror Shield, therefore Seb cannot immediately go to Earth Temple. Riekelt, whenever he's done with Tower of the Gods, has a choice of Earth or Wind Temple to make, or the remainder of the overworld locations. At this point, we just gotta wait and see what happens. Alright. Now, Seb is going to go up against the floating head and hands boss that we all know and love. It's Andros. I mean, if you've seen one, you've seen them all, right? Well, the fire and ice arrows do work on the hands, but do not work on the eyes. So, neither do the light arrows, because you're not supposed to have them, and therefore the game is not programmed to handle what they are. Because of that, you only really need to use magic on the hands, because otherwise you're wasting it on the head. The other very neat trick of this fight is that if you get close enough to the edge of the battlefield that isn't part of the electrified bits, before he manages to get that mouth spitter attack off, it will seem like it's already gone off, and he won't actually fire it. Really nice. Alright, both hands are down for a third time. We've got 1 arrow, 2 arrows. The mouth shooty attack. 3 arrows. Shooting attack again. And 4 arrows.
I'm sorry about my cat. Jeez.
That will be the last bomb necessary. Let's see what item this boss has for us to... After unskippable dialogue. We've got the light pillar going up into the sky. We've got the boss about to get rid of some extra cold issues.
Oh, the last bottle.
Yep. So, boss, not required. Good to see though. Alright, where is he gonna go next? Alright, he's equipping the deluxe picture box, so he is gonna go back to Windfall.
That's good for him.
That does pose the problem, though. That'll give him the mirror shield. That unlocks another overworld location and Earth Temple. I have no idea where our runners are gonna go next. I just don't. Getting some letters, getting some mail out of the way. At this point, it's just... Alright, Seb's gonna do all of the mail.
Maybe he was waiting for that. So
I can see that, yeah. Really efficient routing, then. Because I bet he's gonna go do the whole Maggie letter thing, go see the postman, and then change it from night into day and get a Minenko. Well, as currently there's not super much to talk about. Again, this is the Wind Waker Randomizer tournament. Our 2 runners are doing fantastically. Go follow them. Thank you to MathGirl718 for doing the restream, and for Anastasia98 for doing the tracking. And thank you to Genofi for joining me in the commentary booth. Go follow all of them. They're great. as for the tournament as it stands currently, this is a losers bracket round 4 match, I believe. Yes, this is a losers bracket round 4. The winner of this match gets the prize of going in fighting Gymnast. And the winner of that match gets the prize of going to fight Trog. I'm not sure which is worse.
They're both really good players, so I would say they're kind of equal.
Yeah. At this point now, we wait. We see Riekelt go do what Seb has already done. We see Seb do a bit that Riekelt's already done. And then we find out where they go next.
Yeah, so they're actually equal right now, yeah.
Delivering mail, shooting down a hand, shooting down a face, getting a Triforce chart. It's just a typical Thursday afternoon. We're gonna go see Sassy Postman again, which didn't have anything either, unfortunately. I believe that wraps up the last of the checks for Seb until he gets the Mirror Shield. Well, with the Mirror Shield when he gets it. Once he does that, he is gone from Windfall. And then has a lot of choices to make.
Then the big choice comes into place.
So you said you were thinking you'd go Earth Temple, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you go Earth Temple over doing the overworld checks?
I would first do all the overworld and then go to Earth.
In the beef right now, it is pretty darn even. Riekelt is finishing up what Seb just did, and Seb is finishing up what Riekelt just did. So, it's going to depend on where they go next. We are currently missing 2 sword upgrades. And that's it.
That's indeed it. Alright.
Come on, Mulgara.
I mean, he's already a Windfall, so he might go Wind? Or is he not?
He could go do overworld checks.
Nope, that looks like outset.
Earth then? He might be taking your suggestion idea.
He's going left. Yeah, that's Earth, I think.
Alright, the silly dream is still alive, and the silly dream is vanilla sword upgrades. And by that I mean, please no, because then we're gonna be here for like 3 hours. As funny and awesome as that would be, well, awesome, like, air quote, please no.
Just don't predict it. Because you said like Earth God's lyric in Tower of the Gods and it worked, so don't predict.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now.
So it will be really interesting if Riekelt is going to win right now.
Why is he souping when he has 2 half soups? Because soup is delicious. Also because you can dupe soup. Therefore, if you can, why wouldn't you? It just then saves soup for later. Seb is gonna take the Earth Temple dive. Riekelt is doing something.
Oh, Angler Isle.
Got the mirror shield.
We haven't seen that one. So
we
he's...
have not.
We haven't seen Needle Rock either, right?
We have not seen that either.
So that means Riekelt is maybe an advantage? It depends on what he gets right here.
Advantage will go to whoever gets the sword upgrade first.
Yes.
And at this point, those sword upgrades could be anywhere except for the light arrow chest.
Yep.
Which means we have to go hunting for them. They could be an Angular Isle. They could be a Needle Rock Isle. They could be in either dungeon.
Cabana did. Oh yeah, we haven't found that one either. Holy shit.
Riekelt's already clipped in there. Or is it Seb that clipped in there? One of our runners has already just clipped full into the cabana. So, we know the cabana deed is completely pointless. There's the iron boots. Is he gonna do it? Yes!
Oh.
Alright, so we have got opposing dungeon dives from our runners. Seb has decided to go into the Earth Temple, while Riekelt, considering he has equipped the iron boots, looks like he's gonna go into Wind's Temple. And there's the Skullhammer. We're gonna have simultaneous opposing temple dives. I'm so happy right now.
Alright, so the kind of worst case scenario for them is that one sword upgrade is in Wind and one sword upgrade is in Earth.
Well, the dream is not really the dream, but it's just the silly dream. Is One Piece on the bosses, because why not? Please no.
I told you, just stop calling it.
Oh, I would like to see Mulgara at least, but I suppose we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. So, for those of you just joining us, we have 2 sword upgrades still to find. Both of the remaining Master Sword upgrades are MIA. Our runners have every single item they could possibly need to get anything they want to go do done. Unfortunately, that means a lot of options for where progression could be. We don't know where these sword upgrades are going to be, and, well, therefore we have opposing dungeon dives. We have Riekelt going into the Wind Temple and Seb going into the Earth Temple. We have no idea where these swords are. So guys, gals, and non-binary pals, buckle up. We've got searching to do.
This is actually really exciting.
Every chest opened means another chest that does not have the things, and another chest that we can cross off our slowly diminishing list.
Imagine them both opening a chest at the same time and then both swords.
That would be silly.
And nice... I don't know how to call it, just a leaf fly from Seb.
I'm just gonna be silly. I'm just gonna say that one of the sword upgrades is just in Needle Rock at this point.
Oh no.
Yeah, that would be even worse. Like, one of the sword upgrades is somewhere in a dungeon, and the other one is like one of the overworld locations that they just haven't been to yet.
Just keep it quiet for now.
Well, at this point, wherever the swords are is up in the air. Neither of us have anything to do with it. So how's chat doing, everybody? Considering that we don't really have much that we can talk about until we find one of those upgrades.
Well, how are you right now?
I'm doing alright. How are you doing, Genovi?
I'm okay. Alright, so still no sword in Earth Temple. But what Siberian always says, so someone with front and then in the back is the party in Earth Temple or something.
Something like that. Well, at this point, we've not seen any of that party yet.
Maybe this chest has a party. It doesn't have a party.
Shooting floor masters with light arrows is just so satisfying.
Yep.
More soup! So much soup.
Hey, orange rupee.
So yeah, at this point we are still waiting.
Oh!
There's one of them!
Okay.
Also, lasagna sounds really good right about now.
Oh no, I'm starting to get hungry now.
You
Oh,
have
no.
to suffer with me! We have got one sword upgrade in the Wind Temple already. We've got one remaining. The one upgrade per dungeon dream is still alive. It's not on the boss. But we still don't know yet.
Still no clue in Earth.
Still have absolutely no idea. It could be on Mulgara, could be an Earth Temple. Could be from Jahala's letter. But
It
for
could
now,
be. It could be a needle rock even.
for now, Riekelt's just gonna show how absolutely busted light arrows are by one-shotting 3 Dark Nuts. Oh, what a joyous occasion it is. Looks like we're about halfway through each dungeon? Roughly? Nah, something about a third of the way through Earth. Third half? I don't know anymore at this point. The seed's been over 2 hours, we're on a Master Sword hunt. We have no idea where any of the stuff is.
So this chest has been lucky where Riekelt is right now. in the past races and tournaments.
Let's see if it holds up.
But now it's just a map. Alright.
Alright.
We're still hoping for a casual Master Sword.
Yeah. Yeah. I still got nothing. We just gotta sit here and wait. It's turned into... Where's the Master Sword? Oh boy. Our lovely tracker, Anastasia98, is asking for a Master Sword in the mail after Valhalla. As entertaining as that would be, why?
Ooh, that was close. Shot.
Did that letter miss? These floor masters, why? That's most of them down. I think this is the last. One more? One more! Just enough magic. So what is this chest gonna be? Is it gonna be the thing we're searching for? This cake.
I was gonna say hurricane spin, but
That'd still be funny, yeah.
I mean, I can see it happen. Just like we're like hyped. Oh, there's a sword, but it's just a hurricane spin.
Rikoshal, vanilla light arrow chest cannot be possible for a sword upgrade because you need the fully powered master sword to get to that chest.
Since we don't have barrier skip in this game.
Right, because barrier skip does not exist in the regular version of Wind Waker. Because item sliding is broken. Is it this chest?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the last sword upgrade is gonna be in the mirrors room at the end of Earth.
Well, so long as it's somewhere. Well, it's gotta be somewhere, but so long as it's somewhere easily findable-ish. I don't know. Oh look, it's this this Wizrobe, which is awful. And another reason why light arrows are great. Because you can just one-shot him before he summons more things. Yay! Like, casually, he's really obnoxious.
Yep.
Alright. This chest, which I believe is vanilla hookshot, gives us
Submarine shard.
Okay. Oh boy.
Maybe here, a sub screen? Nope.
Nope. Just another treasure chart.
More and more chests are opened. I'm excited to see what chest actually the last sword is.
Well, hopefully it's soon. Though, if it is in Earth Temple, it means that both temples are required.
That means all temples were required in the seed.
That's terrifying. So what Riekelt is doing a bit of a damage boost Iron Boot chart, where in order to get that chest to show up, you better break all 4 of the floors. But you don't want to fall in. So if you take a bomb and you damage boost throw it, by hitting getting blown up right when you hit the Iron Boots on, you can get the Iron Boot thing down and then hit the thing at the same time. The other damage boost you can do in this room is what Riekelt just did with the bombs and the jump slash.
Still no sword.
Still no sword.
Alright, so I called this room. The last sword is here. Where Sap is.
Riekelt getting immediately hit by P-Hat. This is why they're awful.
Still no sword.
Still no sword. Riekelt is doing a wide variety of door clip glitch thingies, so that he doesn't have to go through doors. As usual, walls are a suggestion and therefore not required in any way, shape, or form. As are floors, and sometimes ceilings. So really, ceilings are just usually floors. Right? Oh hey look, it's more Staphos. Now, these guys, to my knowledge, you can't actually light arrow, you've got to blow them up and hit their heads. So it's time to play Whack-a-Staphos. One. That's not quite 2. Did they get it? It looks like you got it. Now, in order to get the chest of this room, you've got to kill all of the enemies, which include the ones that are awkwardly stuck inside things on the wall. Oh, this one's just not dying. There we go. So I believe we've still got 1 chest left in the mirror room that you said, Genofi?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what the other chest holds. As well as this chest on Riekelt's side. Come on, Master Sword. So this morph is causing Riekelt problems. Oh no. Alright, this chest is!
Alright. See, my predictions are wrong.
So we've got the big key on Zeb's side. Riekelt gets another treasure chart. And we still have absolutely no idea where this last Master Sword is. Eh. Riekelt getting past that floor master, who's just really obnoxious. Gonna get through this last bit of rooms, using the patented side hop like a madman technique. A bit more side hopping. And he's just gonna clip through this door instead. Because you can literally just sidle through the door.
As you said, walls are a really good thing in this game.
Walls, doors, floors. They exist, we swear. Alright, best boss music, go!
Alright, I'm just gonna mute in case I interrupt.
And that is a Molgara down.
Alright.
Come on, vanilla sword upgrade.
Is it gonna be? No.
I swear if this actually ends up becoming an all dungeons
If Jahala really has the stuff now, the sword.
Jahala's letter, then I swear to God. Because if it is, then Seb will have the advantage when he goes into Wind's Temple, if he goes into Wind Temple, because he only needs to deal with one. Like, he only needs to go halfway. He doesn't have to go all the way to Jalhala. Or to the boss.
Yeah.
Riekelt, if and when he goes into Earth Temple, if Earth Temple has anything, is going to have to go all the way if it's on Jalhala. But luckily, you can use the light arrows to just make Jalhala immediately visible and fully, solid. And that's really nice. I think Riekelt, if anything, will check all of the overworld locations that he can first before going into Earth Temple, so that he doesn't have to. And so far, he hasn't had to. We have not seen anything yet.
Is that Needle Rock where he's going now?
No. And that's the Jalhala down.
Wait.
I think. Or not? Now I'm confused. There might be one left? There's one left. Oh my god.
Alright then.
There we go. Alright, Riekelt's gonna show us his 360 no-scope and skills. Seb has finished Jalhala. We've got 2 item locations coming up very shortly. 3 if you count the letter. Will one of these be the Master Sword upgrade we have been searching for the past half an hour?
Dingles Jr.?
No way. Is it? Is it actually?
It's not Needle Rock either.
Not Needle Rock, it's not
God.
Jalhala. What? Is it actually Jalhala's the oh my god. Is it actually the letter?
Oh no, please check the mail first.
He's doing it. He's checking mail.
Right. Riekelt's going Earth now. Okay, he's checking mail.
No way.
Is this it? One letter. There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No way.
Welp! Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we found the last Master Sword upgrade. It's Jalhala required. We have a full dungeon required seed. Somebody kill me. At this point, Seb's in the lead. Riekelt has to complete the entirety of Earth Temple and beat Jalhala and get the letter. Seb's only got to go about halfway and win. Seb finds that Master Sword and is gone. Oh my god.
This means
I don't know what else to say.
think Shep is ahead now.
Seb is absolutely ahead. Seb only has to get about halfway through Wind's Temple in order to get that Master Sword upgrade. Riekelt has to go beat Jalhalla.
And he's gonna check every other chest, because he doesn't.
Yeah. He's gonna check everything on the way. And so Seb, but Seb doesn't have to go all the way to Mulgara. Oh my god.
I think his chest is literally in the 4th room he is in.
I don't remember. I think it was about halfway in.
It was in the room where you can like change the platform, like vertical or horizontal.
Right, that is rather soon in.
Like in the last alcove there.
Right, so that means Seb is definitely taking the lead.
Or he needs to do some really stupid things, but
Whatever works.
I think this is Shabby's win. Not sure though.
At this point, we just gotta wait for Seb to find the last Master Sword upgrade and go stab Ganon in the face! Which still might take a bit. Riekelt has gotten the sun to light up and for lights to shine down in that part of the Earth Temple. Unfortunately, there's not really much light left in this seed for him. But of course, he does not know that. Seb also does not know where the lost Master Sword upgrade lies, so he is closer than Riekelt is to the other one.
Imagine if Sap was going to DRC first to finish Goma.
Oh goodness. Luckily, he won't have to. I believe this was the room? Yes?
Yeah, this is the room.
Okay. Seb is about to get his fully upgraded Master Sword and be able to leave the heck out of this dungeon. And go by fight Ganondorf. And the rest of his meanies and nests. Should be this chest right here.
There you go.
And Seb's just gonna quit out and leave. Which is an excellent idea. So, at about 2.5 hours, we've known where things have been for about 15 minutes now. Seb has finally entered go mode, and is going to go. All he has to do is go back to Tower of the Gods, enter the Ring of Light, go fight through the labyrinth, through Puppet Ganon, through everything else, and fight Ganondorf himself. And with Ganondorf defeated, well, that'll be the end of it. But if something happens, and unfortunate circumstances occur, Riekelt might be able to catch up a bit. At this point, it is Seb's race to lose, and he is going for the victory. I do wonder if Riekelt will have found the last Master Sword upgrade before Seb is completely done, though.
Well, he has to do the Wall Temple.
Indeed. Now, as Seb comes to get through to the rest of Hyrule, everyone, please be careful of the falling glass. Make sure not to look up, or you might lose an eye. And with that barrier broken, Seb is able to go on to the remainder of Hyrule and the rest of the game. He's got to get through the Labyrinth of Phantom Ganons, aka Ganon's practice tennis courts, and then he has to go fight Puppet Ganon and then Ganondorf himself. Luckily, the light arrows make that incredibly simple. And he's got enough soup to go around. He's just gonna smack this Dark Nut because the Dark Nut's in a bad spot, and he can just go away. Now, Riekelt looks like he's doing another clip of sorts to go through the wall?
Yeah, you can just skip fighting the enemies.
Oh, and go up the stairs, okay.
But
looks like he's gonna fight him anyway. And Riekelt is just gonna use the bomb method of getting possessed and blowing up into a bomb and killing the thing that way. So instead of actually playing tennis with Phantom Ganon this time, we're just going to use a light arrow and just not even deal with it.
is that his tennis racket?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going through his own practice courts with his own tennis racket. It's kind of upsetting. I mean, he has an entire place to practice, and we're just walking in and spitting all over it.
So now Seb is walking to his tennis coach or something.
No, it's not. He's walking to Puppet Ganon. Again, using the light arrows on literally everything in this Zotero corridor. It's actually gonna light. Do you line it up? There is a way you can line it up to get 2 or 3 things in it at a time. The Dark Nuts at the top of the staircase, you can line up to hit both of them at once.
Yeah, you can do the same with the moblins there.
Looks like Seb is gonna Get both? Nah, only it's the one. And now it is time for Puppet Ganon. Will we see some snipe strats? Will we just see the boomerang utilized? Who knows? We'll find out. And it looks like we are not going to be seeing sniping to be had. We're just going to see some boomerang strats be used. It is the safer method of doing so. Is just use the boomerang, cut the tail down. It is a much slower method, especially if you are comfortable with your ability to snipe that thing out of the air. As I think it takes, what, 3 boomerang shots to hit it down? And Seb misses his first shot. Gets the second one, though. There we go.
Ooh.
Nice recovery. Is going to go for the boomerang strat again. Again, this is a much slower, but definitely much safer and reliable method of dealing with this phase of Phantom Ganon. Puppet Ganon, whatever.
Let's just say, Ganon. Yeah.
Alright, tail goes down? Tail goes down, alright, so this should be shot number 2. Gets it. Coming back down for that tail for shot number 3. Not quite yet. Oh, and gets smacked. That tail's still up, and it looks like he's not even gonna bother duping some soup this time. Just drink. He's got 2.5 full bottles now at this point, 1.5 full bottles. He needs the magic. He's got his 3rd shot. Oh, just barely misses it. Alright, there we go. That is the first phase of Puppet Ganon down. And as we go into the second phase of Puppet Ganon, I believe you know what this means, Genofi. Spider Pig. Spider Pig. Does whatever a Spider Pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out! Here comes Spider Pig. Oof, and right down onto Seb's head, too. Shot number 1. Spider Ganon's gonna come down to, for shot number 2. Or leave again. Alright, Seb's gonna get out of the way, get the second shot off. These keys are really annoying, especially when you're trying to figure out where the tail's gonna fall. Oh, gets hit again. Oh, and stuck behind a limb, too. That's mean. Puppet Ganon is not being kind to Seb at all.
Nope.
But that is the 3rd shot, and we are going to go into the snake phase, or the Moldorm phase, or the Trolldorm phase, because this phase is deliciously, terrifyingly awful. See, I'm still hungry now. Looks like Seb's gonna go for the method of, or just taking out the tail right there. Potentially the method of hitting the puppet in the face, but looks like he actually still needs the magic for that. So we either need some keys or we need some morphs, and it looks like we're gonna get some morphs. Barely misses the second shot. He's gonna go for the bomb strategy of hitting Ganon in the face, which will slow him, and then use a potion, and then get shot number 2. As Riekelt continues to just go through Earth Temple without a care in the world. Probably a care in the world, probably thinking, where in the heck is this darned thing? Yeah, Seb's going for the bomb to the face shot, and gets the third shot off onto Seb. Seb gets the third shot off onto Seb. Seb gets the third shot off onto Puppet Ganon. Puppet Ganon has been destroyed. And that leaves Seb to just to go back up to... He's gonna save so that he doesn't have to fight it again. He's going to travel up this red rope and think about the seed, what he has accomplished, what he has had to deal with. Probably very upset with whoever rolled it. I don't know. Point being, Seb is climbing up this rope. He's going to go after Ganondorf himself. And we will soon be done. At least the seed wasn't 3 hours.
It was close.
Riekelt is going through the large maze mirror room. I doesn't know that he's in the right spot, but he's got to go all the way. There's the portal slash window slash etc. into the Ganon fight, and at 2 hours 42 minutes, roughly 2 hours and 43 minutes, Seb is entering the Ganondorf fight. And we'll do soup one last time. It's a phase... Oh, nice dodge, Ganondorf. Phase 1. Get a light arrow shot at his face. And which you will dodge again. Alright, phase 1 complete. Phase 2! Zelda takes a nap. Seb has more soup. And has finished his soup. Alright, into phase 3. Phase 3 done.
There he goes.
And with a 1-2 hop, Seb's done. Everyone get your GGs in chat. That was a heck of a seed.
That was great, actually. Or like great.
Seb has the final time of 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 47 seconds. The official SRL time of this match. Wow. GG, Seb.
So I'm sorry to say this, but I actually need to go because I was like really quiet because my dad was just like, yeah, if I hear you talk, like he's gonna plug out my internet.
Well, everyone, go follow Genovi. He's done a fantastic job. Go do whatever you need to, dear.
Alright. Good night for the EU people. And I will speak to you later. Alright, bye.
Alrighty then, it does not appear that Riekelt has seen SRL and knows that Seb is done. But we will be joined by Seb here shortly. So whenever Seb is able to, he will be joining us in the chat to discuss this seed. Because, oh boy, this seed. All 5 dungeons required. And we are joined by Seb! GG, my dude. If we can hear a Seb. In the meanwhile, the one thing that I did not mention in the room that Riekelt's in currently is that because our runners know which of the skulls are going to pop up and be bubbles, he can just kill them before they even show up, which is great. Seb, are you with us?
Can you hear me?
There we go!
Oh, cool. Alright.
Well, GG.
Thank you.
So, a full dungeons required seed, huh?
Yeah. It was, that's rough. I thought with getting light arrows and Tower of Gods that it'd be over. I thought it'd be like a sub 1, like a sub 2 seed. Man. From the entire time from when I got the sword in the mail to when I stabbed Ganon in the head, I was like constantly like looking at the IRC. I was so nervous.
So, you made the gamble into Earth Temple first. Riekelt made the gamble into Wind Temple first.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, you finished Valhalla and got the last sword, and then went into Wind Temple and didn't have to complete both. Riekelt now has to beat both of them.
I was really hoping I wouldn't get Earth Gods and Tower Gods, but it did, and I was like, oh no, like, because I knew it was coming.
So, what was your reasoning for going Earth Temple over Wind Temple in once you get out of Tower of the Gods?
I'm just more comfortable with it. I don't know like any kind of strats in Wind Temple. I'm just more comfortable with Earth Temple.
And that paid out for you. Paid out in spades.
Yep, definitely. I was really doubting myself, during Earth Temple, because it was just like chart after chart after chart. So I was like, should I ditch and go to Wind Temple? I was considering it, so I'm glad I didn't.
Oh, you did have to go into Wind Temple, but not.
Yeah, ditching probably wouldn't have. If I had ditched Earth Temple, I probably would have lost the same way I lost my first race against Persipla. Because I ditched Earth Temple and the Master Sword was in Baito's letter, so.
Well, Master Sword was yet again in Baito's letter, and this time you completed it all the way through.
Yay. That was fun.
So, you're up against Gymnast next. What are your thoughts?
I know he's better than me. But I thought I'm pretty sure Riekelt's better than me too, so it's kind of like a if I get lucky, then I'll win. I don't know what to say really. It's gonna be hard.
Well, congratulations on your win here. Is there anything you feel like you're gonna either need to practice or need to step on your A game up as far as dungeons or tricks concerns?
I need to learn Puppet Ganon snipes and get better at the Ganon fight. That's all I can think of at the current moment. Riekelt's gonna be getting his Final Master Sword upgrade too, though. Very soon.
That he will. He just beat Valhalla and will be getting his letter shortly. I'm not sure he's seen SRL chat yet.
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to forfeit. Maybe he wants to finish.
Yeah, that seems fair. Dropping bombs on the way back to King of Red Lions.
Boat has it coming.
Yeah, no, Carl's got it coming. Well, GG, congratulations on your win. If you would like to stick around for the remainder, by all means.
Yeah, I'll stick around until he finishes.
As he is.
Oh, okay, he's getting the letter. Did he complete DRC?
Yes.
Okay, I thought he skipped out on it like me. I forgot that I didn't finish it until now. I thought it was going back in, but
He actually had the grappling hook going into DRC, so he just completed it all in one shot.
oh. I guess I was just banking on DRC not having anything. Oh, that's the final.
There's the sword upgrade. Bombs out of spite. More bombs out of spite.
You had this the entire time. How could you do this to me? I sorted letters for you. That's how I felt when I got my sword upgrade.
I thought we were friends, man.
Why you gotta do me like that?
It does look like Riekelt intends to finish the seed out. So, everyone, give your support to Riekelt.
Hit him with the goes.
Let's get this finish out strong.
I think he might get sub 310 at the very moment. And bye, Anastasia. Have a nice night.
Thank you for tracking for us.
Thanks for sticking around.
And we've got more falling glass incoming as... Oh. Yeah, we've got glass to deal with.
And who knew SD barrier skip was a thing? I make that joke literally every single time.
I believe everyone wishes.
I think it makes it more interesting that there isn't barrier skip. I mean, even if there were SD barrier skip, it's illegal, so... At least in this tourney.
Yeah.
Cheerleader Link making his way to Ganon. Gonna save the...
Gotta save the world.
He's doing it. I thought Janofi was commentating with you. What happened to him?
He went to bed because he's
Oh.
like... Because the Europeans who are currently still awake are crazy.
Oh yeah.
and we love them for it, but sleep is important.
Yeah, it's gotta be like 1, 2 in the morning for them now. Around there.
Relatively, yeah. It's at least 1 a.m.
I'm proud of you, Celiana. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Celiana.
Like I said, if you're awake, we love you for it.
Yeah, I feel the same, Celiana. Most of the time I have school at like 6 in the morning, but I'm still up till like 4 watching them, so those are the ones that run late at night, but still. I'm sorry in the beef, I didn't mean to trample on you, June. I could rep cheerleader for you next time if you want, though.
Gotta say, I wasn't entirely a fan of the cheerleader link at first, but seeing it in action's kind of grown on me.
Thanks, Celiana, I like it too. My favorite color is green, and my hair is brown. So, but like green is like the basic tuna color, and purple is my second favorite color. So, kind of my Link Sona.
Seems legit. Riekelt has finished the last Phantom Ganon fight. Has said, "Screw your tennis, I'm not playing this anymore."
I want to see his snipes, cause man, my phase 2 puppet Ganon was awful. I'm so embarrassed that that exists. He kept clipping me with like his tippy pinky toe.
Yeah, you kind of kept getting lunged on the head. Still went relatively well, though.
Thank you, Celiana. I was gonna say chat, but you're the only one talking.
Oh, that's a staircase for Riekelt.
Stairway to heaven. This is the end, beautiful friend. I mean, they're
should've
like
seen that one
15
coming.
years.
I should have seen that one coming.
Man, so like the only progressions. Okay, he is going for snipes. The only
Yep.
there weren't like. Oh, that was a nice shot. So there wasn't like anything like on Windfall. Like none of the letters, like none of that, none of the side quests, like the
The only thing that was on Windfall really was the Minenko had the mirror shield, and the Gossip Ladies had the grappling hook.
Yeah, that's really it. So I guess Picto Box is really important. I thought, like, what I thought was gonna like seal the deal for like me was like wasting my time with Fire Mountain and Ice Ring, because there was nothing there. I don't know if he went there or not, but I can't tell because you didn't get anything from going.
I don't recall. But Riekelt is still going on with these snipes. Oh, that should have hit him.
Yeah, that was kind of bogus. That should have hit too.
The inconsistency of this tail wagging.
This fight is not very consistent. Yeah, I feel Celiana. I'm probably not gonna win either way. But you know, I'll try my best to be confident going into it.
Riekelt still on the first shot. That should have hit him.
Will do, Captain. Will do.
There we go. Shot number 2.
2 out of 3.
There we go.
And phase 1 is over. I don't know if that was longer or shorter than my attempt with the boomerang, but still pretty good.
And now we've got the spider.
Spider
Which-
pig. I'm not gonna do it.
Which, to be fair, it's only got 6 legs, so is it a spider or more of an insectoid?
I think it's an ant. What if its behind is 2 legs molded together? Riekelt, what are you doing? Riekelt, what are you doing with that?
He had to
You
imagine.
taunting me? Oh wait. Yeah, that's probably right. I feel bad now for saying. Has he? Oh yeah, he needs to just kill bats. This is why he always gets soup.
I thought he had soup.
Might have like failed soup glitch or something. There it is. If I can have one tip, for anyone watching, always get soup as early as possible, and always conserve your soup. You want to have an unlimited supply of soup. It's very useful for the damage and the magic.
And this is why you dupe the soup.
Always.
Jeez, I've been hungry for the past like hour and a half. I'm really just gonna make soup after this and great.
Yeah, I feel my family made spaghetti and I haven't been able to eat. I really. Hold on, I'm gonna get the bowl.
no.
Hold up. I'm gonna get the bowl real quick.
Go get some food. Go eat. That is the 3rd shot of phase 2. Now we enter the snake, Moldorm, children, whatever you want to call it phase. I like to call it the this phase is awful phase. Oh, he does not have any soup left. There's shot number 1, I think? Oh, and slammed
No,
right into the face.
If you really think about it, spaghetti is a soup. There's noodles. There's a sauce / broth.
Spaghetti is not a soup!
I'm riding the spaghetti soup train.
Well, Riekelt is done with Puppet Ganon.
And there we go.
Spaghetti is a soup? What?
I mean, it's the same kind of thing like hot dog is a sandwich. It's obviously not, but like it's one to talk about. Hot dog is not.
That makes more sense than spaghetti is a soup!
Nope.
Okay. The more I think about it, the more hungry I'm going to get. So I'm just not even going to.
I mean, I can take over comms for you while you go get food.
Nah, because I still need to actually make dinner.
Oh yeah, that might take time.
Yeah. We are going to be climbing up the rope, and yeah, no, Riekelt does not have any soup. It's unfortunate.
If he does that again, he will have to do all the puppet interfaces again, which is very demoralizing.
He should save.
Yeah, that's why I did it. I don't know if it like prevents it again. Still.
I don't know.
I had soup and I still did it, so. No, I dropped my spaghetti. Aww.
Oh no.
Not like the plate, but a couple of noodles.
Well, that's still upsetting.
Yeah.
Alright, Riekelt's up the first part. He's gotta climb the rest of the way up the not Phantom Ganon. The rest of the way up to the son of a gun. Oh no!
Oh, did he? Oh, no.
Almost fell. That was kind of terrifying. Alright, didn't fall. Good.
GG's.
Oh, I missed. There we go. Alright. Now if he... Cool, he doesn't have to go all the way back up via this if he messes up. I believe in him, though. I don't think he will. Come on, Riekelt.
You got this. He does 2 hearts per hit, though. Be careful.
Phase 1. Smack again. And
Oh, he's already down a heart. Or 2 hearts.
oh no. I'm worried. Come on, Riekelt. I believe in you. You got this.
Let's go, Riekelt. Let's go.
That's phase
Hey,
1.
phase 2.
That's phase 2. Oh, almost. Alright, yeah, that is phase 2. Come on.
Yes.
There we go.
There it is. Sub 310. Let's go.
Alright, and Riekelt is done with a time of 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 13 seconds. And will be joining us for an interview as well.
Woohoo. Both finished within like 20 minutes of each other. Nice.
GG, Riekelt.
Morning.
GG, man.
Heyo. Yeah.
Seed was
Good one,
terrible.
man.
Yeah,
It was.
GG. It was awful. Thank God I went to Earth Temple first.
Yeah, that definitely was a good choice. Oh man, Bido's ladder, heck.
Yeah, I thought like I knew you'd go to Wind Temple because we talked about it. But
I was so hoping it would be
yeah, you were
both
just
of the Wind Temple. Yeah.
we were finishing up like both of the temples at the same time. Like, and then I got the letter, and then like you were probably like heading into like ET or something. You know, like I was just watching the like the IRC chat like the entire time.
Man, I did a lot of bad routing, but
Yeah, same.
yeah, bad seats.
At least you didn't go to Fire Mountain and Ice Ring.
Sir?
I'm assuming you didn't go to Fire Island Ice or Fire Mountain because they had nothing.
I saved those for the last.
Ah. Yeah, I lost so much time going to those so early.
I even went to the Cabana early with Cabana D-skip, and well, there was
Oh.
nothing.
Yeah, I wanted to learn that trick
Truly
before this
nothing.
race, but I wasn't good enough.
Search more. Wind Temple went pretty alright.
Yeah, I didn't have to do much in it though.
Yeah. Fortunately. I don't know if you saw the moment when I got Bido's letter, but I bombed him. Like, he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
standing down there.
That's what happened to me in my first race of this tourney.
Yeah, congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Swap against Gymnast for you.
Yeah. Yep. I'll try.
I'm aiming for you to kick him out. Because if that
That would
happens,
be an
Yeah.
upset.
that would be cool.
Quite the upset.
Well, considering Rando, just about anything can happen.
I'm gonna try my best, Giuliani. You can't stop.
Well, any last words from either of our runners?
GG.
Yeah, GG. Now I can do real speedruns again.
Well, everyone go follow both of our runners. That was a fantastic job on both of their accounts. We're
Ooh,
just about ready to
promotion.
wrap up here. GG, both of you.
Thank you.
Now, please also go follow our tracker, Anastasia98, our restreamer, Matt, and and my fellow commentator, Genofi, who had to leave for the night because it was way too late. Like, props on him for being willing to stay awake this late, as well as Anastasia. And, maybe come follow me as well. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
it's kind of dragged on a lot more.
Our next Wind Waker rando match is gonna be, let's see. It's gonna be 4 p.m. tomorrow. So, same time. It is gonna be Mumudidi versus Chimera SR. Saturday, there's gonna be an 11 a.m. race between Presipua and Samurai One Man. The winner of those two races will fight each other.
I have to get up early for the Price of race.
Well, whoever wins both of those races will end up facing each other. And yeah. And as Wolfman is saying in chat, 11 p.m. tomorrow is on the Game Racing channel. 4 p.m. tomorrow is on the Game Racing channel. 11 a.m. Saturday is on Randomania. Everyone, thank you very much for sticking around this afternoon into this evening. As I said, Genofi was my partner in the commentary booth tonight. I have been Rainbow Poogle. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Thanks for everything.
That was fun.
Game sucks. Nah, it was pretty alright.
Yeah, C was good until, like, we had to do Earth and Wind Temple.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff. And, well, I'm just bad. Like, you know where you got the power bracelets?
Yeah.
Well, I went into the island first, and then I got the power bracelets.